Salutations, this is Grem Devel, and welcome back to our Let's Play of Caves of Cud. We are Nashromir, the Zt, Bzt, the Bzt, and last episode, so we're in the 6-day stilt. I was hoping people would leave comments to let me know what they thought we should put our mutation points into, and maybe our skill points. These videos are getting a pretty decent amount of views for my channel. No one's commented on this yet. So please do. I'm going to start this episode by saying please leave comments about what you think, how you think we should be spending our mutation points. Should we get a new mutation? Should we invest our mutation points into new things? If we do start getting mental mutations, which we don't really have any mental mutations, but we could start getting psychic glimmer if our ego gets high enough, although that would be a ways away. And I imagine that anyone that fights us, any extra dimensional beings that come try to find us because of psychic glimmer, will probably imagine would be hostile, even though we're in wander mode, which would be interesting. But anyway, let me know in the comments what how you think we should be spending our mutation points and our skill points, although I may spend skill points without us. So we're in the 6-day stilt. We're going to look around. And here, a floor cushion stuffed with watervine chaff and glow crow feathers. This buttoned pillow lets folks repose with crossed legs. There's a hookah here, hookah. Smoking stems bloom from a crystal water pipe. And a hindran pariah. There is little more to the slight deerkin than a bundle of spindly limbs, patchy pale green fur, and tooth-white skin. Despite being one of the dune's more delicate creatures, they perch on their hooves with easy composure. And this is Lulahart. We're going to start by talking to Lulahart here. Hold a moment, friend. Are you looking for work? Actually, before we do that, let's look at your reputation. You are hated by a particular village, but you were loved by pariahs. All right. I am... Lovely. Take a seat. Chew the bark with me, and I will tell you what I know. I heard tell that my ancestral hometown, Bela, is in some kind of trouble. They've opened their borders for the first time I know of, and are specifically seeking to hire Kendrin. That's their word for outsiders like you. Would you be willing to go and see what they need? Oh, why don't you go there yourself? I am not welcome in Bela. My blood is not pure, and I was not born in the meadow. These things make my name as salt in the mouths of true Hindran. They are misguided, but they are my misguided family. They stagnate as Cud changes around them. I worry. How do you know this? My water goes to scouts to keep a distant eye on Bela, to make sure that it is still there, still safe. I've never been within a parasang of my people's land, but I know exactly where the once hidden village stands. I will share this knowledge with you if you agree to consider whatever their request may be. Wait, who are you? My name is Lulahart. The blood of the Hindran runs through my veins, but 2 of my 3 parents were Kendrin, so that blood is dilute and salt-brined from being born out here. Dilute, salty blood. We already kind of asked about these 2 things, so very well. I will go to Bela as you ask. Bless you, friend. I feel better knowing that at least one Kendrin will reach back to aid my kin. They are on the cusp of a new fate, and I wish to see it while I yet live. Let me advise you of Bela's location, and here is a little chew-boon for your trouble. Thank you, Lulahart. Live and drink. We got Yonder Cane and a new quest, Petals on the Wind, location of Bela. We also got inspired at the end of last episode, so if we cook, if we choose ingredients, I think we get to save a recipe, basically, if we choose ingredients to cook with. And I don't know what everything does. We have a Dream of Lava. That's interesting. I'm kind of want to look up what some of these things do. cooking. Is there just a list? Yes, there is. If I look at lava, can use, it'll let you use flaming hands or fire breath or pyrokinesis or heat resistance. So that's nice. What about water, like brackish water? Apparently, I don't see that as being something that does anything. Can't have it all is always amazing. Let's add that. What about bop? Let's see. Slice bop cheek. That can give you, whenever you jump, you can jump 2 more times. Electric resistance and falling damage is reduced by a whole lot. I imagine Spark-Tick Plasma is similar to the electric stuff. A lot of the meat jerkies is just going to be hit points. Vine Wafer. I can't even remember what Vine Wafer does. Thirst at half rate. Yeah, stuff about thirst. That's nice. Star Apple. Saves versus bleeding. Natural heal rate. Okay. Let's do... You know what? Let's just do the hit points. Whatever. We've got a... Let's do Vine Wafer. We'll keep it simple. Well, we have Can't Have It All in there. Let's do Boar Jerky. That's easy to get. And, actually, let's do Star Apple. Yeah. Okay. Let's cook. All right. You gather some fixings, some Boar Jerky, some Can't Have It All, some Star Apple Jam, and a smidgen of erstwhile salt. You toss them in a pot and stir. You eat the meal. All right. You let inspiration guide you toward a mouth-watering dish. You can use Intimidate. Natural healing rate. Whenever you take damage, there's a chance you intimidate. And whenever you use the salve, you intimidate. Lots of intimidation. I kind of like the one where it's an active ability rather than just a weird passive. Although the one where when you take damage, you intimidate, that's nice. Because you don't have to think about it. But 8 to 10% chance, I don't know. I think we do this one. All right. Nashramir's Tart Slaw over petals and meat baklava. Very nice. And now we can use Intimidate. Okay. We're going to... Ooh. A Mechanist Preacher. At a register under the falsetto chiming of his choralers, the priest intones verses from the Canticles Chromaic. Arm gestures of emphasis blow the sleeves of his robe out to great sails, swelling on the ecstatic air. Nice. And over here we have Tzapur, disciple of the coiled lamb. Folds of coarse weave physician's cloth hang off his lissome frame like a gunslinger's shawl, and the crinkled brim of an old hat blots the sun and starlight. I'll talk to you. Actually, before I talk to you, let's take a look at this temple. Shrine to Reshef, and yeah, that's a new piece of information for us. In 1 AR, Reshef closed the gates to the tomb of the Eaters, abdicated the throne, and dissolved the Sultanate in order to lift the curse of the Gyre. Awesome. Oh, there's some fresh water in here. There's a low wall. Old stone worked to waist height to stop spilling, but not seeing. Nice. Okay. Let's talk to Tzapor. I need a voice for Tzapor. I don't know. What if I start giving people accents? Is that going to be weird? I feel like Tzapor should have a British accent or something. Peace. Oh, and then what kind of British accent? Well, I don't know. Whatever comes out of my mouth. Peace and health in the light of the star, pilgrim. Brood with me on the life of Reshef, if you are willing. Oh, and do we want to do the water ritual with you? You're disliked by a village, but you're admired by the consortium of Phyta and loved by the cult of the coiled lamb. I think I will do the water ritual with you. Swap spittle. Nice. That's okay. And you could teach us physic. Which, yes. All right. Live and drink. So, yes. Who is Reshef? A spiritual patron of kith and kin who did so much for us, and who leads me and others like me to the path of healing. For, above all, he was a healer. He dressed the wounds of the sick and rid the land of the plagues of the Gyre? He was also a sultan, but he was the last sultan. He unbricked the walls of monocracy, so we could pick berries in the orchards they hid. I've more to ask. What's inside the tent? A quiet shrine to the coiled lamb, centuries old, tucked away here, outside the marble parapets and cloaked in the dust of time. It's lost to those who'd sneer at the veneration of Reshef over other fathers. Step inside and voice a prayer, if you are willing. I've more to ask. I am willing. All right, so we're going to share all of our secrets of Reshef. Except you muse over the secrets with Chepor and gain some insight. We gained a lot of XP. We got to level 11. And we got inspired. Oh, and now level 12. So that probably wastes. I probably should have done one at a time so as not to waste an inspiration. But too late. And we got one to each attribute. Very nice. Live and drink. There's Warden Esther. There's a saying among the vintners who hoist their sails toward the Stilt. 1 rose is fair, 5 is death. Indeed, when a single shawl swathes her face and the Esthers are one, there is peace beneath the Stilt. But when she's joined by her sisters and scarlet ribbons thrash in the desert air, there's only blood and justice. We'll talk to you soon. I feel like we should get some ingredients to cook with that are gonna do cool stuff. Because here we have... Oh, that's grenades. Here we have... Build your own artifacts. A terracotta board has been painted with ochre and ground iron chess pieces. There should be... we should be able to find some stores that sell food. And I think that might be worth doing a little bit to get a cool recipe. Here we go. Oh, all right, a bunch of people. So here we have a kipper. He kneads the remnants of jams and paste against his smock. Clipped yuckweed stems unwittingly decorate his gray locks. He smells like a childhood meal. You can preserve almost anything. Almost. All right. So yeah, you've got a bunch of stuff. The Forgotten Cooking Book. You've got... Oh yeah, we could congeal things too. We didn't make any exotic ingredients, but we could do that. Fire and gas paste. If we look at this, does it tell us what it does? Fire-based effects to cook meals. Yeah, mirror dust. Damage reflection. Oh, that could be good. But that's hard to get. Like, it doesn't do any good to get a recipe for something if the ingredients are so hard to get that, like, you're never going to find some. Law petals, though. Fear-based effects. Bear jerky. Yeah, HP-based. What about cider? Quickness. Honey is disease prevention. Acid-based, that makes sense. Slime spitting effects. Salt? Oh, just taste. Salt to taste. Fermented tongue. I wonder what animal you get a fermented tongue. It adds tongue-based effects. A chopped tongue was soured in its own saliva and twisted around a stick. Oof. Okay. Yeah, I don't know about any of these things. Maybe I stick with a simple recipe, actually. Congealed shade oil. Phasing-based effects. Ooh, that could be good. And you have asphalt. Stability-based effects. That could also be interesting. Asphalt should be easy to get. But not here. We would have to travel. I feel like stability-based effects could be useful. What about the loaf? Taste. Do I buy asphalt just to get a recipe for it? We could. I kind of want to do it. What do we have to sell? Yeah, we've got a bunch of stuff to sell. Sell a rifle and we're fine. Okay. Okay. And we got a water skin to boot. Let's go back and get a new recipe. I just realized the intimidation effect that we got from the other meals from the can't have it all. The recipe. Oh, yeah. So the can't have it all is like a wild card, and it's actually law petals that would replace it. That's interesting. Okay. I could do can't have it all again, I guess. All right. Do we preserve any exotic food? We do have a bunch of salve injectors. Let's preserve one. All right. We've got congealed salve. A yuckweed stem. Let's do one of those too. Fermented yuckweed stem. Hulk honey. We have a bunch of those. And if we look at those, ingredients, which I assume is under food. Yeah, let's take a look. Adds regeneration and healing based effects. That makes sense. Oh, we have a lover's blossom. Is that something we can cook with? I don't think so. Spark tick plasma. Yeah, electric based. Yonder cane. Nothing. The fermented yuckweed stem. Disease prevention and curing effects. The congealed Hulk honey. Strength based effects. Ooh. And then. Was there anything else I made? Was that it? Okay. All right, let's make a recipe. All right, let's use asphalt for stability. We're doing stability. Let's do more hit points. And doesn't something do quickness? What's that quickness that we looked at last time? It was, I'm looking through, oh, cider does quickness. Yeah, cider, which I don't have. We just do a salve. That's a lot of hit points based effects. Does that matter? Let's do it. Okay, cook. Okay. So we can either do saves versus force movement, knockdown, or being restrained. And whenever you take damage, there's a chance you heal to full 15% of the time. That's a weird. Is it okay? There's an 8 to 10% chance you heal to full 15% of the time. And then with this one, same save, but whenever you drop below 20% hit points, one of your minor negative status effects is removed at random. Or this one that just gives more max hit points and saves to bleeding. I like these two. I feel like the chance to heal, although this one is not a percentage chance. This one just happens. A minor negative status effect is just removed, which could save your life. Yeah, let's do this one. Nashermir's glue-cured hearty balm kebab. Nice. Okay, cool. And we should collect ingredients. We are harvesting now, right? Okay. Let's take a look. Actually, let's talk to the warden over here. Also, here's a schematics drafter. Spectacles rest on his pointy nose. His nails are caked with graphite, and reams of graph paper are splayed across his desks. Very cool. And we do have tinkering. Oh, yeah. So we have physic now, which now we can staunch wounds. Very nice. Right. So tinkering, we have Tinker 1. And we're not scavenging. But we could do that. And weren't we saving for, what is it? The lore one, right? Where you can, where is it? Where's it under? Customs and folklore? Trash divining. Oh, we can do trash. Oh, now we can do trash divining because our intelligence is 21. I think we should do that. Because that gives us XP, I think, doesn't it? Yeah, do it. And we're tactful now, which gives us bonus reputation. That's really great. We should have done that before we did the water ritual with Sepor, but that's okay. We still have some skill points. We could get Scavenger. You know what? Yeah, let's get Scavenger. Okay. I want bits. The bits. All right, we're going to wake up. Well, let's wake you up first, Schematics Drafter. And see what you have. So help me, Argent Father, so someone has changed the order of my papers. Ooh. Cool. I don't know how much we care about this stuff. And it's all really expensive. Let's wake Warden Esther up. Oh, and I woke you up and you moved. Live and drink, traveler. Welcome to the Stilt. Ooh, what do we say? This is the 6-day Stilt, huh? It's colossal. Beautiful. I see why the Chrome Stewards gather here. Yeah. Then you're not of the faith yourself, huh? Me neither. Do go inside, though. She's a beauty. Got dyed glass high in her rafter, she does. And 2 marvelous carvings on the wings, plus a light sculpture of a god. Hear the sermon, too, as you like. The high priest is persuasive, but not half as persuasive as the cathedral herself. In beauty there is power, you know. Either way, while you're in the cathedral or on the Stilt grounds, stay peaceful. Is it true what they say, that it's a petrified kraken? Who knows? I've wondered it myself. Sometimes she'll catch my eye when the moon's silver bright, and she's there bearing down on the flats. Whatever she is, she's gigantic and old. Real old. Way older than the cathedral the Mechanimus built inside her. So many folks. Aye, the clamor of it all can overwhelm. The Glow Crows say 'twas a bird god that taught folks to gather like this, in large flocks. So, blame birds. Ah, what a grand bazaar. What's in each of these tents? Are you mad? You think I keep a tally of every shopkeeper that steps foot on the Stilt grounds? They come and go as they please. You've got merchants of all types here. Wine sellers, honey hawkers, bookbinders, cobblers. Have a look around yourself. Following the road around the Stilt, there's tents the whole way around. Live and drink, wardens. We could do the water ritual with you. You're disliked by a lot of folks, though, so let's maybe not. Do you have anything to trade? Carbide plate armor. All right, let's go look inside the grounds. A bronze brazier. Burnished bronze is burned to lighten ceremony by hot coal. Oh, and what do we have here? Sheba Hagarius, librarian of the Stilt and Quillipede. In the narthex of the Stilt, cloistered beneath a marble arch and close to her Argent Fathers, she muses over a tattered codex. She's safe here, but it wasn't always that way. As a youngling, her own kind understood her little. Only when she was gifted a copy of the Canticles Chromaic did she learn comfort, or mirth, or reason. Her journey to the Stilt took several years, but now that she's here, Sheba seeks to consolidate all the learning of the ages tucked away in Cud's innumerable chrome nooks. Here she prepares a residence where pilgrims can study the wisdom of others and bring themselves nearer to the divinity of the Cassifessence. All right, let's talk to you. What does the Quillipede sound like? I feel like I want to do the same voice that we're using for ourselves. Live and drink, wanderer. Have you come across any book? This is a bad Quillipede voice. Any books or scrolls in your travels?
Do you care to donate one to the cathedral library? Whenever you return, you may speak to me and read anything you've donated.
Oh, I didn't realize that. That you can read stuff you've donated. I didn't realize that at all until I read this. That's really nice. Where is the library?
Oh, we're in but the first phase of its foundation. This church has amassed a splendid collection of scripts through the years. Glorious Shekhinah, praise be upon him, gifted us with several caches. The Eremites work day and night to reproducing them in the scriptorium.
This voice is hard for me to do.
And I have taken it upon myself to beseech travelers, for the rarest finds often come from the least likely places. What use is a library in this salt den, or in the marshes strangled by wild plants and poisoned by the glow? Wouldn't a stash of vine reapers serve us better? You share the pessimism of my kin, and several of the priests as well. My heart hears you, but listen to my words, and maybe you will come to feel as I do. To devalue wisdom is to devalue the Cassifessence. She shines in the void, refracting light, illuminating those around her. So does the written wisdom of our elders. The machinery of chromium is complex in its divinity. Don't we do a disservice to our fathers when we remain ignorant of it, of our past, of our future? Don't we deserve the joy of knowing? Bless Eshelstoth II, first child, for he believes as I do. I will donate a book.
All right, we've got 3 books. Whoops! Well, I donated 1, but we'll donate, or I donated 2. There we go. And Shiba Hagadius provided some insightful commentary on the books. All right, let's trade. And here are the books that we gave you. And yeah, we can read them. And we can read the Canticles Chromaic here. Amazing. We're not going to read the entire thing. Although it's good. Like, I kind of want to. Because this is the same in every... Maybe we should read these yellow books out loud. Let me know in the comments if you think we should read the yellow books out loud. Because it will take a good amount of time to do that. But I'm happy to do it. All right, I'm going to auto-explore. Oh yeah, we've got graves here. We can look at the graves. All right, let's take a look. In memory of Odoroth Ebenthil, died of magmatic causes. In memory of Nathasio Reshop, released a canister of cryogenic mist in a locked room. In loving memory of Abidius Alexini, tricked into jumping into a pool of lava by a honey skunk. Here lies the body of Gabranu Castothesda, choked on an elder nullberry gland. No one dies of old age. Here lies Faciophadius, shot in retaliation for stealing from flowers. In loving memory of Elisio Alexisef, overdosed on a salve injector. Here lies the body of Faham Tobashem, drank from a poisoned clay jug. In memory of Tobashem Shethashop, injected one eater's nectar injector too many. I feel like all these names are from the same culture. Man, doing that voice really affected me. Here lies the body of Ephrashop Tobashiu, made too many mocking sounds at a shrewd baboon. In loving memory of Abashaphat Agsaf, assassinated after disparaging the villagers of Kiakakia. Rest in peace, Ephratal Alexashia, chopped into small pieces by the cult of the coiled lamb. Here lies Rushar Kamon, tricked into jumping into a pool of lava by an amoeba farmer. Oh, and here rests the body of Jaharoth Shefashiba, died of old age. Someone did die of old age. That's lovely to see. Okay, what do we got here? Statue of Nisroch. Nisroch the Star Mason is depicted here straddling the earth with his mighty legs. He dons his favored sash, whose folds are exquisitely worked in gold. Here's the statue of Bel, The statue of Bel wears its tremendous weight in polished marble. He wields his epochal aegis, storied for obstructing a swirling gas cloud in the starry dawn. Here's a statue of Dagon. Dagon the orator, Dagon the orator domineers the West Apps with his brazen pose. His golden coronet shines splendidly in the fire's shine. Statue of Shekhinah. Here Shekhinah, in Hebrew Shekhinah. Here Shekhinah has been sculpted into permanence with magnificent cerulean marble. His body is chiseled to blessed perfection. His golden diadem crowns him father among fathers. And Carthax. Carthax the athlete is depicted here mid-stride. His glistening silver hair is tied behind his head in astral tradition as he vaults through the firmament. And Reshef, who's called the Above, lifts an enigmatic finger to heal the wounds of the sick. And finally, a hologram of Shekhinah. Glorious Shekhinah, argent Adonis and First Father, poses in luminous mummery. With the stature of the ageless stars, fixed and permanent, he appraises the temple erected in his honor and cocks his head in approval. Befitting the memory of his union with the Cassafessens, he clothes his manifestation in cerulean shades, forsaking the viridians and russets of the lowly plants and clay earth. And here we have Eshelstadt II, High Priest of the Stilt. The Onius is robed in flowing machinic regalia. He is the voice of Shekhinah, and so he wields the charm of words to give depth cues on the shape of the Cassafessens, and repeats the story of the fathers who transited her from the ideal to the material. As crownhead of the White Dunes Sea, he leads the high priest in tracing the circuit diagrams of the second canticles, and moderates their hermeneutic divisions. And you're hated by a bunch of folks too. So we probably don't want to do the water ritual with you, even though I know that we can recruit you. What is it? Let's trade. We have a weird artifact. Okay. So we have a mission to do here. Here we have a sacred well. Sphinx scenes of post-edification glamour are arrayed in gold and sunken relief around the lip of the black marble fount. The tracery of its bright veins spikes the eye, but down well recedes into a starless depth. We have something to give here, right? Is it a bubble level? That's right, the bubble level. So we're going to do that. We're going to throw in the bubble level. It's somewhere. There it is. Let's just do that on its own first. You know, that was to appease the pilgrim at Yafo. Is there anything else that we want to throw in here for some reputation? That's Scope Carbine would give us some. The hologram bracelet. We could put the Skillsoft book in here. That's cool. We've got injectors that we could throw in. Grenades. I think we're okay now. At some point, though, we probably will want more reputation with the Mechanimist. And it would be nice to throw stuff in. Oh, the grenade launcher. Tempted to do it. It's worth a lot. So we could. It's also a good trade good, but also it weighs 15 pounds. You know what? Let's throw it in. All right, our reputation with the Mechanimist is an even 0. Okay. So I think we are going to take a look around the Stilt and see what other shops are here. Yeah. So we already looked at these kippers, and we have here an armor shop, which we're wearing just leather. Yeah, leather armor. Tongs clip between his soot-seared apron and the barrel of his chest. He clasps a swivel knife and hammer for working leather and metal. Let's trade. Oh, actually, leather ring and plate to keep you alive. You have a painted cloth robe, so let's take a look at that. All right, that is new information for us. A a scene from the life of the ancient Sultan Shalpur. In 3553 BR, Shalpur won a decisive victory against the combined forces of Hawan at the bloody Battle of Birvach. As a result of the battle, Birvach was so vacant of signs of life that it was renamed Otherworldly Dunes. And it gives 45 reputation with the Church of the Markamrad Terror. Cool. So we're not going to buy anything from you here, but it's good to see what you have. Cloth overalls. Have we seen a clockwork beetle before? Shining black elytra flitter on the back of a goat-sized bug. There's sharp, persistent ticking emanating outward. Yeah, nothing in here is like particular to an armor or so. Okay. We've got a pig farm over there. Ooh. We've already seen Garwhites. Have we seen Corlers? Piston-inked hands wave in accompaniment to his falsetto chiming, meant to replicate the sound of star echo grazing the orb of Cassafessence in the pillowy dust of space. Okay. We have what looks like a vintner here. Grape Witch Brew. Ah, friend, please come in. Yeah, just a wine. Which adds what kind of effects to meals? Doesn't say. Let me look that up real quick. Wine, since I have the page open. Nope, doesn't seem to add anything. What about cheese? I think it's just probably to taste. Wine probably also. It's probably just to taste. We've got something in here. Oh, and here's a Naphtali forager and hired guard. I don't think we've seen any Naphtali yet. So a body time fit to living in the smalls of spiral roots is kept warm by a layer of symbiotic moss fur. Bright, scanning eyes peer out of the selfsame mask of her minion, making her face a blazing portrait of togetherness, laced, burned, and painted to point. And here's the gunsmith. A crushed hat brim mantles his eyes, and a leather holster rides his shoulder. He rolls a lead slug over his leathery knuckles. Oh, may you find adequate cover and more loot than you can carry, friend. You've got some artifacts, but we can't identify them. You have an engraved musket. Cool, and it's information about Reshef. Acting against a prohibition on the practice of worshipping the stars, Reshef led an army to the gates of Amonporch. There, he defeated his brothers in battle and liberated its citizens, and they crowned him the Sultan of Qud. Nice. So we can get more reputation with, or more experience with that. Oh, and shoes. Sweat-stained sleeves bellow through a leather apron. He turns an awl around his fingers. Anything you need to ask about, friend? Just a little cobbler's joke there. Okay. I don't think we're very interested in what you have either. We'll keep looking. Oh, you're interesting. A wet urchin belcher and pariah to its people. Urchins stick to the scum-slick tissue of a cavernous mouth, while soft-rayed fins drag the mammoth fish body across the ground. Cool. Oh, and who... Here's a snail farmer. The snail farmer slouches in the heat. A beaten leather hat is pulled low over his eyes, and sweat glisten on the scruffs of hair on her cheeks. Her hands are caked in mud, mucus, and salt. And the electric snail? A ribbon of spark flow writhes between the slick feelers of a Boulder Heights snail. Its muscular foot tenses in the static air and disappears beneath a striated shell. And here... a cat herder. Oh, and the cat herder is a similar description, except her hands are caked in mud, salt, and glittering optic fiber dust. That's cool. And have we seen Ray Cats? He is a small kitty, and the glassy fibers of his coat bend the light of faraway stars in strange loops. I think maybe. Oh, I don't think we've seen one of these, though. A booster bot. A saddle face of scrutable metal material displays pictographs of healing and transformation. It swivels on a shackle that bifurcates to two chrome arms, each sporting a quick-shot hand of booster-grooved digits. And here's an apothecary. Fine crushed herbs dust the old man's pestle knuckles. Have you got enough tonics? Good to see. And you've got a spray bottle, but we have a spray bottle, don't we? No, we have spray foam. So good to know that you have that. We don't need one now, although if we ever get infected, we will. But I think we can also get them at Grit Gate. All right, more shoes. Feather chain boots. We have not seen a snapshot feeder before. Fur is matted in blood-brushed clumps across his skin. Long fangs break the plane of his bristly snout. His hind legs tick, and he reaches with his forepaws for the reassurance of the dirt. In the earth's lightless recesses, troglodytes are reclaimed by the primal forces that once shucked them towards civilization. That's awesome. All right, let's keep looking around. Is this Fractus? Can harvest it? Spine fruit. Nice. I saw some pink on there. Let's harvest that stuff. Awesome. And out of curiosity, what does spine fruit? Oh, spine fruit. It makes spine fruit jam. And that adds damage reflection based. Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, we should definitely harvest that stuff. Oh, all right. So here's a leering stalker, very high level. A quad of machine presses were ripped from the vaulted roofs of their under-earth mills and welded to the casket of an earth mover. Two antennae touch the ever stream of data in the dead air, and a spray of red light widens out a half-lidded eye. Nice. And you're a guard, right? No, you're just a mechanimist convert. And here's a daughter of exile. Oil smears and arc burns stripe the flesh that peeks out from under the frustum of her habit, and the tools belted to her waistline put a sag on her breeches. She is guided by the stitch of her order's diasporic emblem, set with a magnetic needle and pointing her towards the wild gardens beyond the wall. Okay, I don't know where the actual merchant is. And here's a librarian. I think we've seen Sightless Way. A powdery kittle curtains his thin shoulders, whose relative bulk along with the keenness of his eye marks him as attentive to the time place, and so lower rank than his seeker kith. Oh, but here, a bookbinder. His spectacles are fogged and his hands are stained with ink. I assure you the smell fades once the glue is dry. Oh yeah, look at all these yellow books. The Mimic and the Madpole. Very cool. Oh, and here, a leech farmer, hands caked in mud, blood, and salt. Okay. An apple farmer. This brawny, mustachioed woman wears a white apron stained with the juice of star apples. Her sable hair mats against the brown skin of her forehead. From her left forearm hangs a wet rag with which she scrubs the dirt from her hands every few moments. I love a well-mustachioed woman. Now you keep your eyes off my young friend. All right. Oh, and you have an engraved apron we can look at. Ooh. So it's about Oroxershid. I think it's probably Orozershid, but I'm going to say Oroxershid. One night under the beetle moon, a babe was found swaddled on a sacred stone cairn with bad omens on its eyes. That babe came to be known as Orozershid. I'm going to say Orozershid. Okay. Okay, cool. Goats. The goat herder slouch, hands caked in mud and salt. I think we've seen goats, right? Her curling horns are incised with the weathering script of time, and she chews cud without a care for the mess, and her hair not beard. A traipsing mortar. A mortar tube enameled with fire blister bounces on a gyroscopic mount between a pair of chrome-hooved kickers. And a clone of Sad Amos. A whole man is formed of skin stuff that mirrors the subsurface scattering and rivulet imperfections of sculpted marble. He is white and pink and blushing, with a sanguinity of moonlight filtered through a sieve of monofilament chrome. Eyes drawn to a lasting point, he casts a furious gaze on a world made defamiliar. Sweet. I want to talk to you, clone of Sad Amos. Live and drink, friend. Glory to Shina. Oh, you don't really have anything. Okay. Here's an Enigma Stale. A giant cone of calcareous shell conceals a soft-formed body. It tilts to the side, and its many whorls are sequenced to impress the eye with pleasing geometry before swerving to uncomfortable and dizzying disharmony. And a chef. Pastes and jams of various colors smear his apron like a painter's palette. Flour dusts his broad, dough-kneaded knuckles. I'm going to wake you up. I'm a chef, too. Dream smoke. Adds dissociative effects to cooked meals. That's interesting. Vanta petals, I assume darkness effects? Yeah. Oh, whoops. Yeah, interesting. Pickles. Water and thirst-based effects. Anything that we want to get here? Oh, banana. Artifact-based effects. I would love banana. We can get banana. We can harvest our own banana. But it might be nice to just have some. It's okay. We'll harvest some later. Well, oops, I didn't mean that. Okay, cool. We should put in a cut soon. Let's finish this map. This is the very top tile of the Stilt. Let's preserve our fresh foods. Yeah, there's that spine fruit jam. Any exotic foods we want to... We're okay. I do want to make a recipe out of the fructose, though, the spiny stuff. Oh, here, Mapongo. Ice squats in the soft halo of cool light that emanates directly from the plates of air carapace armor and the fur between. Every moment is accompanied by sibilant music as those plates slide over one another, whispering a wordless prayer. And what do we have here? A troll foal. Rough bird shoulders damp with birth, slick anchor arms too long and awkward, and his broad back tenses with newly flexed dorsi. Okay. I don't know where the merchant is. Or maybe it's just a hookah bar. Hookah bar. I just took a puff of the hookah. Oh, and I got an achievement. Water pipe and rust. Smoke from a hookah. Have we looked at a hookah? Yeah, I think so. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, same. No, this is a different description than the pariah, than the other Hindran had, than Lula Hart had. Deer legs paw nervously at the ground, while human hands clutch in sweaty tightness. His expressive face and muscular torso show a clear human thread line, but the thick fur over dappled flanks, the flickering and pointed ears, and his antlers of majesty speak to another genetic strand. And this is, Grenadier. Her fingers are stained with soot, the devil's ink. Scars crisscross their way up her arms. Defoliant and fungicide are perfectly safe, but you may wish to avoid breathing too deeply all the same. Yeah, these are all grenades, but we don't know what they are. Okay. Is there any other... I'm going to auto-explore and hope we harvest anything we can. Although we may need to, like, get into some of the vines to be able to do it and get a little damaged. Oh, yeah, there's some nice harvested. I love it. Well, since we harvested, let's preserve them. I assume once you preserve them, I think they're weightless. All right, we're going to put a cut in here. I really enjoyed playing with you today, and I will see you next time. Remember to leave comments to tell me how we should spend our now many mutation points. 7 we've got. I'll talk to you. I look for. I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.